gonna keep playing, but I'll turn it off. All right, yeah, everybody, welcome to episode number 3. Número 3. It's been going pretty cool. Thanks for everybody for watching. I guess I'm gonna keep doing them. I've been getting good feedback on them, so we'll see how many of these I end up doing. Been getting, like I said, pretty good feedback. So thanks everybody on that. If you like, the content, if you like what you hear, if you don't like what you hear, go ahead and comment. It doesn't matter. Either way, just get some commenting going on down there. Let us know what you think. Maybe you got some ideas for the show too. I may or may not use your idea, but hey, you never know. So yeah, just like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let everybody know. Let all your friends know about the show. Share it around. I mean, if you like it, obviously, share it around on your social media platforms that you may have. That way we get the word out. So, So, like I said, episode 3. My guest today is my good friend Daniel Shaw, also known as Sawblade. Daniel and I are pretty much the same age. Daniel's been around a while, just as long as I have. So he's known for his artwork, done artwork for years. We're going to get into that a little bit here shortly about his artwork. Daniel also does vocals in our band, Cemetarian. So it's been cool jamming with Daniel, doing that. First time.
Oh, yeah, man.
First time we've done that in a while. Or actually, first time we've ever jammed together.
First time ever, you and I. Yeah.
So, it's been cool. We got more stuff going on with that, but enough about that. So Daniel, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, going on, man?
Thanks for having me. Oh man, what's not going on? It's been crazy.
Yeah. I know you're busy drawing all the time and doing all kinds of stuff. So thanks for taking the time out and doing this.
Absolutely, man.
Forgot to mention, I do have my V8 drink today. I don't know if you're drinking anything, but I got some V8 Monster.
A little bit of product placement. Here,
yeah. Can I get a sponsor, or can I get like a free 6-pack of this shit or something? You know what I mean? Something.
Oh, shit.
This shit's not cheap, man.
No. Better than.
But yeah. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started on asking a couple questions about how you've gotten into artwork, doing artwork. Do you have like earliest memory of when you started drawing anything? Was it what was it that first got you into drawing, or do you remember anything?
Man, ever since I was, I guess the earliest memory of people kind of standing around me and going, "Hey, that's pretty good," when I was probably about 5 or 6.
Oh wow!
And I just never stopped. You know what I mean? I've been obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Since then, that's all I cared about. Well, and then later music, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what were some of the first things that you used to draw that got people's attention? Uh-oh.
I kind of broke up there.
Okay. Now, do you remember?
Remember what?
Do you remember what was some of the first things that you used to draw?
The stuff that kids typically liked back then: superheroes, monsters, whatever I could think of. I would say by the time I reached my junior high, early high school days is when the death started creeping in a little bit. Lots of skulls, a lot of fantasy shit, gore.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that in your artwork.
Yeah.
Was there anybody in particular, or what was it that inspired you to start drawing? Did you say, "Hey, man, I could"? You knew at an early age, obviously, you wanted to do it, but what was it exactly that made you say, "Man, I want to draw"?
Well, there's so much that ties into different types of drawing that I like, but as far as music's concerned, since that's what the show's about, The first thing I saw probably, I don't know, it was probably ninth, 10th grade. Well, early on, it was all the Iron Maiden covers, right?
Hell
But
yeah.
when I saw Earth AD by Misfits,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
probably, I don't know, I was 8th, ninth grade, maybe. I don't know. And I saw that, and first of all, it kicked my ass, besides listening to it. But seeing that cover, I felt,
Yeah.
I could probably do that.
Hmm.
Thinking in my head, it influenced me, and just
Yeah.
seeing that it was a drawing and not a painting.
Right, right.
I don't know. It just immediately clicked with me. And then throughout the years, seeing other pieces he did, like Battalion of Saints and just
Yeah.
whatever else I could see that he did.
Who was
I
that?
just Mad Mark Rude.
Mad Mark Rude, that's right.
Also Pusshead on the Metallica shirt. Seeing that, really
Yeah.
kicked it off for me
Yeah,
too.
I think Pusshead influenced a lot of people that I know that, are artists or whatever. He had made a huge impact on, like, people in the punk underground and metal underground.
Incredibly influential. It's you can't even measure how much impact he had.
Yeah, I mean, you see somebody's artwork, he's like, yeah, you can tell they're influenced by Pusshead a little bit. He had this thing with his skulls, and just it was his. It was his.
Yeah,
You knew right away it was his artwork,
yeah, yeah.
So
Lot of other imagery, like in skateboard. A lot of the skateboard artwork.
yeah.
There's this artist I like named Jim Phillips, and he did a lot of the Santa Cruz stuff. And
Oh yeah, I remember Santa Cruz.
the guy that actually did the cover to this masterpiece right here did a lot of skateboard stuff. Court Johnson was his name, and I think he's
That
still
artwork
alive.
there is like perfect for a deck.
It's
That
iconic,
skull.
yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot of the Power Peralta stuff, and I looked at
Yeah.
that stuff too as a kid. So skate art, early, a lot of the metal. I guess I'm pretty typical for any other artist that does this kind of stuff. I'm influenced by the same things.
Yeah, it's cool you mentioned all the skate stuff. I mean, I wasn't really ever like a skater, but that stuff was around. That stuff was around everywhere.
It was, I wasn't either. I tried and got laughed at. I busted my ass.
Yeah, same here.
But a lot of those people that were into that, not only was I influenced by the imagery, they turned me on to a lot of the music that I like to this day.
Right.
I would always see some people my age, but typically a couple years older, they were, like Misfits, SOD,
right.
All that kind of crossover stuff, So
yeah, that's awesome, dude. So I know you've done a lot of. I think most people that know you for like album covers and doing logos and T-shirt artwork and stuff. But I know you've done. I mean, knowing you pretty well, I know you've done projects. Maybe not some people wouldn't expect, that maybe people you've worked for. Do you have any where you want to talk about that some people are like, wow, he did stuff for them or whatever?
Not anything anybody would really recognize or know if I said, but before I got into doing like a lot of the underground stuff or just shit for the music scene, I got it going with commercial stuff. Like, I had the first professional piece of artwork I did that I got paid good money for was actually a safety manual for a Chevron back in 93. And then from there it just steamrolled into doing illustrations for children's books and different brochures, magazines, whatever came my way, I did it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You there?
Because
okay, yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Is there? I know you've done work for bands. Is there any? What bands would you say are some like, whoa, I can't believe I'm doing artwork for this band? Any of them stand out?
Well, recently I would have to say Agnostic Front,
Hell yeah.
and I can't talk too much about it, but it might be okay. Recently did some stuff for Anthrax.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't say what, but
Right, right,
um,
right.
you know, yeah, there's been some people coming out, just and hit me up that I never would have expected.
Yeah,
So
that's wild, dude. That's fucking wild. I mean,
uh,
I knew about the agnostic front, but obviously, this anthrax thing is pretty new, so that's fucking crazy.
about 15, 16 years ago, Nunslaughter asked me to do a logo. I really liked them. So that
Right.
was, that was super cool.
You know what? I think Matt, our friend Matt, I think he was wearing a shirt that had that logo on it the other day.
I saw that in the photo. Yeah.
The one that
Yeah.
the one that you did. He goes, yeah, this is the one Daniel. Because this is what Daniel did for him. I was like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
badass. Because that's cool. Unslaughter is like,
oh,
classic.
Yeah. And Hyrax, that was one that surprised me. Caton out of the blue.
Yeah.
We became friends ever since. He's a super cool dude, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been cool, man. I'm kind of excited just when anyone comes out and asks me to do something.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
because
that's
there's
awesome.
tons of sick artists out there, man. I mean,
yeah.
There's so many,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. But I mean, just listening to you talk, you obviously been at it for a while and have pretty much, you haven't stuck with just one type of thing. You branched out and done different types of projects and stuff like that. So I guess that does help get your name out there, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of open to whatever if I know that I can draw it, and I guess I can pay my rent for the month. I'm doing it because as of right now, it's how I make my living. So
that's awesome.
I can't be too picky. If I know I can do it and deliver it, hey, bring it on.
Yeah, I know you mentioned. I think you mentioned to me once before that actually you've gotten a lot of work during this. These pandemic times, right?
Man, dude, I couldn't believe it. Once it hit, I thought, well, there goes my career, because I seriously thought, because of, with all the tours being canceled, bands
right.
not being able to play, I thought that it would hold production on, maybe people wanting to spend money on me
right.
to do art for their shirts or records, or dude, I got busier.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that. I was like, wow.
It's insane. I mean, I'm super thankful for it, but I did not expect to, get busier.
Right. But, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I remember you telling me. I was like, wow, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
But I think I've heard people say this like about anything really, but music. If something's good and it's really good, somehow it'll find its way out. And I think your artwork is like another proof of that. Where hey, if somebody's doing something good, people are eventually gonna. It may take a little longer sometimes, but people are eventually going to find it. So I think that's kind of what's going on with you, and that's pretty damn cool.
Well, I stuck to my guns, and I got told no a lot, man. I mean, I didn't really get it going till really 2005, because Insect Warfare, really, But I had started around 95 is when I started, at first getting people to let me do stuff. I had a friend that on the north side that had he was trying to start a record store, but it was actually a storefront that he rented with all his shit in it. And that's what he was calling a record store.
North side of Houston, right? North side of Houston?
Fulton, yeah.
Okay.
And I did some flyers for him. And, I would, in high school, I did a couple flyers for friends at their cake parties, or, and then later, just some local bands, none really worth mentioning, would let me do a couple things here and there. But man, honestly, and I was doing it the whole time, but it wasn't until 2005 when Bo asked me to do stuff for their first 7-inch, and Man, honestly, I've been busy ever since. It's weird how that one thing just, I don't know. I mean, I had been trying for years before,
right?
You know, but,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
hey,
things where
you know,
you just keep
you
doing what
stick
you're
to your
doing.
guns
Yeah, you
and
stick, don't quit.
honestly, I think there's an audience for anything. If you're hardcore about it and you keep pumping it out, man, people are going to take notice no matter what it is, you know, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I said, people are gonna if something's good, it's gonna find their way to somebody somehow. So,
yeah.
word of mouth and all that, goes a long way. Cool. Well, if anybody wants to contact you, let's say somebody's, hey man, I want to get this guy to do something for me. What's the best way to contact you?
The best way is to just go to my Instagram. I also have my email on there.
Okay.
You can just email me from there or shoot me a message on there.
Okay, and I'll put your Instagram link down here later on.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, yeah, like I said, man, it's cool, Daniel. I'm glad to hear that you've been getting a lot of work, and I've always liked your artwork.
Thanks,
Obviously,
man.
I've used it for plenty of stuff, and actually the artwork you did for our demo is like everybody seems to fucking love that thing.
Wow,
So,
that's cool. That's awesome.
So yeah. Anyway, so hey, get a hold of Daniel on his Instagram. I'll put a link down
Awesome,
in the comments, and email him. Daniel does excellent work. You can actually see a lot of his. You can see actually his work on his Instagram if you see it on there. If you're on Instagram, follow him. It's Sawblade, or what is it?
666. Yeah.
Sawblade 666. And like I said, I'll put that on the description and all that. But yeah, do yourself a favor. Well, cool, man. We're going to talk about some music, man. I know you and I got a lot of similar likes and interests in music, but it's always cool to talk to people. It's always cool to talk to people about music. So I know you said it was kind of hard. Obviously, it's always hard to pick records and all that, But
man,
I think you got a bundle there, and if you want, we'll go ahead and get started with the first one, brother.
Let's do it. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because you and Tom went over this, and there's not much more I can say about this that hadn't been said before, and it's such a fucking classic. I don't need to say anything more. But what I wanted to further amplify that Tom, that Tom said, and it's so true, is that this is not a grindcore record.
Yeah, he did.
And Scott, I've read extensive interviews, a couple actually, where Scott and Matt himself have stated that when they wrote and recorded this, and even the days before, like Genocide and whatever else they were doing, they didn't consider this grindcore because the term wasn't even around.
Yeah,
they weren't even thinking that. It's death metal. So
right.
I just wanted, and this thing rips, obviously, as we all know, but
yeah,
it just also too, I love the fact that this was a demo,
right?
And they before, and there's another that'll segue into the next record that became an LP that was also a demo.
Yeah, I mean, Reposing, you can't fucking classic.
Yeah, it just, you can't go wrong, man. And it's got everything I like in an album. But the next record that recorded in 1980, actually, it was released in 81. This was also a demo. That I didn't really know that until a couple of years ago, that this entire thing was a demo first.
Yeah,
and when they were gonna record for this LP, the label Neat Records said, "No, we're just gonna take the demo you gave us and put it out as your LP." And I
don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I think they were kind of pissed off about it at first, but dude, the rawness of it, just the intensity of this fucking thing is everything to me, man. Like, and I gotta admit, Tom, was talking about Metallica one thing I have to say about Metallica, besides Kill 'Em All being their best record, to me anyway, they turned me on to my favorite bands. I mean, more than Metallica, I got to credit them to me checking out Venom, because they were always wearing the shirts and talking about them.
Right.
And man, it just you can't fucking beat this thing.
Hey, show the back of that. Show the back of that cover.
Cyanide, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, Cyanide did a little tribute to that on.
They did when I saw that. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, that's so fucking."
But what are your favorite jams on that one? Besides all of them.
Oh, dude, I would have to say, shit. I love Angel Dust.
Yeah.
Witching Hours, fucking, they're all great, man.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
And what is it? 1,000 Days in Sodom, fucking.
Oh yeah.
Even the title track. Oh, there you go.
Bursting Out though makes me really want to fucking smash shit.
Yeah, so, dude. I'm glad you brought that. That's one of my favorite Venom tracks ever. The fucking Bursting Out. Hell has granted me 3 wishes. Hell yeah.
Venom's my favorite band, dude. Venom is my favorite fucking band ever.
No, dude, they were awesome. They had everything, dude. They had balls, you know. They didn't give a fuck. They had the cool names, you know, the what was it, Barbaric Guardian of the 7 Gates of Hell.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, imagine seeing that in like 1981 and like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? So they had all the cool shit. Yeah, they had the coolest shit ever.
So intense for that.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know, nobody led to bands like Blasphemy doing that too, with the stage names and stuff. You know,
exactly, all those pseudonyms and shit. It was wild, man. Venom, fucking
dude. I've got so much shit here. It could be here all day, man. But,
just pick some out.
You know, I want to get into something else, man. Kind of changing direction. One of my favorite splits of all time.
Oh yeah, the SOB split with Napalm.
Dude, this thing, man. I listened to it. You know, I was kind of listening to stuff the other night so that I could kind of refresh my memory. And this thing, fucking, it's so perfect.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Napalm's just like, they're in, they fucking grind it out, and they're out. And SOB side rules too, man.
It's so fucking good, man.
Yeah, I agree. Fucking, that's a classic.
Dude, I don't even know where to start, man.
Just pick any
y'all were talking about Autopsy.
The
demo. I love all I love all their albums, man. And especially, obviously, the first couple or whatever. But Severed Survival. But the demos, man. And this was put out by our friend Roy.
Yes.
These demos, man, are just
they're
perfect to me, man.
Yeah,
and to me, they have a little bit different sound than the albums, in the sense that I don't want to say thrashier, but I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but it's just got a different feel to it. And man,
the vocals are a little screechier on that first demo than they did later. Yeah. But yeah, it's classic. And actually, Roy was one of the first people to start. I mentioned this the other day. One of the first people to like start reissuing demos on CDs and stuff. I think that was, if I remember, that might have been '99. I don't remember. Maybe now it's like that's all you see. You know, it's like people reissuing demos. So
that's it. That's
Roy was. I think Roy was ahead of the game on that big time.
I think he was.
Sleazy Roy.
Good dude.
Hell yeah, the best.
Here's another. I want to get into some Houston shit, man. Talk about stuff from our city here.
Oh yeah,
this is one of my favorites, man. This thing fucking whips my ass.
If y'all don't know who that is, that's a local band from Houston called Crawler. They've been around since like '89.
Oh yeah, 88, I think, or maybe even before it. Enormity demo is 88, and I love that. But this thing right here, man, just the energy on it, and of course Robert's vocals. so intense. They're mixing up all kinds of shit on here. You know, kind of your Japanese hardcore with grind, with thrash, regular punk rock. It's just all over the place, but it's so fucking good, man. I love this thing.
I know. And I mean, that's one of those bands that, you know, if you're from Houston, you know who they are, and you know they're really, really good fucking band, man.
Oh, so
fucking
good.
Marty Magic Fingers and
he shreds.
Jay, and it's just insane, man. Every lineup has been good.
Another demo that whips my ass is
hell yeah,
this right here. I love the LP, but man, this demo, the recording on it, it's gnarly, man. It's one of those bands I really like, in the fact that you could never really classify them.
Yeah,
you know, is it
who
punk?
is that?
Is it metal? Is it grind? Who knows? But it's good, you know.
Yeah, for those who don't know who that is, let them know who that is.
The Dead Horse.
Yeah,
from here in Houston.
Yeah, that's one of those bands that you're right.
Demo.
They were, man. I'm sure you saw Dead Horse a lot back in those days, and that's one of those
times.
That's one of those bands that if anybody came and toured, they would have to play before Dead Horse, because that band packed every fucking show, man. It was like
intense.
And it's funny because they were supposed to play. I know recently we talked about that Entomb show where they toured with them in '92, and the one show they didn't play was here in Houston. And I'm thinking it's probably because Dead Horse probably should have headlined that show. You know what I mean? In Houston, anyway. Because I mean, every show was jam packed, and that band they got everybody. They got everybody to the show. Anybody from metal, punk, hardcore, alternative stuff that was going on. Dead Horse brought everybody, and that's why they were so massive here.
So good.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, the first
unmatched. You know,
up to the second album, they were great.
Yeah, I agree. 100% on that one. One killer show that they played with, that was a great show at the Abyss. But this was before all that. You know this demo.
Yeah, of course. I got that when that came out.
Me too. And this isn't my copy from back then. I had to track it down again. I got this from my good friend Andy. But man, when this fucking thing came out, this tore my head off. I do feel though that if it came out a couple years earlier, it would have been way more. What am I trying to say? Appreciated, I think.
Right. I mean,
it
was great. Dude. It was great. I remember. I mean, I used to see them all the time. I think I saw their second show ever. Their second show ever was that Entomb show we just talked about. Imprecation opened up that show, and that was them or a Necrotic Void or somebody opened up that show. Void. Yeah, and Imprecation, that was like their second show ever. I think their first one was with Grave, literally 2 months before that. It was like the Massacre and Grave tour.
And you saw that, right?
That one I missed. I didn't get to go to
that one too, man.
Yeah, I saw the second show, and ever since I saw that second show, I was like, fuck. I remember getting that demo, and I always bring this up because I don't know what show it was, but they had, before that red and black cover, they had an alternate cover. And it was a Photoshop, like a Kinko's version of it with yellow and something. I've talked to Dave of Imprecation about it. He goes, yeah, we kind of wanted to have demos ready for that show, so we did something real quick and got those for that show. And I remember a buddy of mine bought that version. I was like, man, I kind of wish I would have gotten that version back then too, but I didn't.
Wow, I've never seen that. I don't
think
I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it was if you have one of those, it was one of the very, very early shows, obviously, because I used to see them all the time.
Oh yeah,
Implication rule, dude.
So sick. I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of like Blasphemy, but tighter and faster. I don't know. It kind of had
Implication, that first demo.
Yeah,
it was super fast. It was super fast. Evil.
Totally evil. Yeah.
catchy. I mean, they just
Thick vocals. Dave's vocals on that are so
yeah,
fucking brutal.
Dave did great. The riffs are still kind of make me want to punch a hole in the wall. It's just it's good shit, man.
I gotta talk
They
about this
came out.
thing.
Oh, dude.
A couple of years before that was this thing.
Yeah.
And talk about influential.
Yeah.
Who did this? I mean, this is probably one of the top underground death metal demos ever. I mean,
Right.
I mean, Wes told me a story. Wes Weaver told me a story that when he first helped Bill bring Morbid Angel to Texas,
Right.
those dudes were asking about Necrovore, and at one of their shows in the Valley, that I think John from Necrovore showed up, and they were just following that dude around. He said, and they were just bugging him to join their band. They were actually trying to get him to join Morbid Angel at one point. So
yeah, I mean the dude was a riff master, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that demo was like
classic.
Just those riffs are evil as fuck. Matt always mess around with that. What's that song? Divas de Mortuus. That dude, that's
perfect.
That
Those
riff
riffs
is
are
just that riff is just too good, man. It's dumb. It's so good. It's like, God damn. And it's like, I don't know. Those guys.
I think where that came from was this thing.
Hell yeah.
Man, this thing is so good still to this day. I don't know what else could be said about it. I do have a funny story, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you see the scribbling on the back, Jeff Becerra, when they played with Sadistic Intent,
right?
It was at Meridian. That's probably what 07, 08, or 09.
Yeah.
In there.
I went to that.
I'm not into getting records signed much, but certain things like this, But anyway, he was drunk.
Yeah, yes,
super
he was
drunk.
Yes, he was.
I went up to him. Remember, he was rolling his over his mic cord and pulling it off his mic.
Yeah, during the set, he couldn't get the. Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah. his mic cord got wrapped around all around his wheels on his wheelchair. He was having the fucking hardest time trying to figure that out.
So I humbly approach him, this fucking record's God to me, and I approach him to sign it. Before I could say anything, he fucking snatches it out of my hand.
Yeah.
And grabs the marker and fucking just scribble all over the back. So I got this Jeff Becerra scribble on the back of my copy of Seven Churches. But anyway, just to inform people who don't know, I really doubt anybody watching this wouldn't know, but I don't care what anyone says. This is the first death metal album, first death metal fucking LP, and it's just raw, sick, and still unique. You get a ton of bands that draw influence from this, but the recording on this and the riffs, just otherworldly to me.
Even they couldn't do that again.
You cannot. Yeah, you can't duplicate this.
Yeah, dude.
So good.
I have to say, I mean, it's a King Fowley joke about that album. King Fowley, I love King Fowley, and he always, because the timing on that, the drumming, it might be a little off, but he always says this joke about Mike Seuss about how he couldn't keep time even if he had like 12 grandfather clocks and 3 wristwatches. But hey, I don't give a damn what you say, King. That album rules.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I always have to mention that. I mean, it's a King Fowley joke, but
funny guy. I would say the Brazilian counterpart to that. I'm not saying they sound like them, but I can kind of hear the influence, especially with the recording. Riffs are totally different, but this band right here, man.
Oh, Volcano.
this has the same vibe to me, and just twisted as fuck riffs and super raw recording, but still sounds killer. The thing about this album is, though, when I play it, dude, I can barely hear it. I have to turn it all the way up on my stereo.
Yeah.
It is so low, the recording.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I don't know if you have records like that, but
no.
this is.
I think I only
this
have
is
that
the
on
only one that
CD.
does it. Yeah,
I don't
man,
have the vinyl of that. I have that on CD. I don't know.
This fucking thing. Yeah, it's crazy. I love it.
That Spirit of Evil and
Yeah.
Matt and I always joke about how whenever they went to Brazil to play, that he was going to ride on Spirit of Evil Airlines or whatever, or Cogomelo Airlines, and they're like blasting like they're blasting like nothing but Cogomelo like fucking LPs like during the flight and shit. So
that's fucking funny.
Man. That's what is it? Dominions? I guess it's Dominions or Dominios. I don't know.
They had a song. They had a song.
Dominions of Death.
Metal. They also had a song, Death Metal, where the fucking there's a break in that song, with a sick riff, man. That just it's so fucking driving and punishing. Brazilian metal, man. I mean, it's just
that old Brazilian stuff, man. It's just so good.
We gotta talk about this one, man. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but
I mean, I've never, well, I know a lot of people like that album. I've never owned it, but
give
it like thrash
because this thing, man. I discovered this album in high school. I don't know if it was at Sound Plus or I bought the tape. Maybe it was Record Rack or some of those little. Westheimer had so many little record stores at one time.
Yeah.
But anyway, I picked this up and dude, literally perfect artwork for this because the guitars do sound like fucking chainsaws on this. You got chainsaw fucking sounding guitars, punk ass drums. It's so violent, dude. It's so fucking violent. There's a scream on the first song here, Martial Arts, where dude, I swear it's almost like a minute long. He just opens the song screaming. And when I first heard it, I'm just like, fuck, man, like, when's this gonna end?
Like, all right.
Speaking of brutal thrash.
Oh, dude. Now that I'm very familiar with that one.
Oh,
that's like
you are
probably the best death thrashing album ever.
Saw these guys with Obituary, man, and I love Obituary and everything, but these guys stole the show, in my opinion. They rip.
Yeah,
they weren't on this album at the time, but they man, this one I kind of went back and got this one. I didn't know just the one they had at that time, but Swallowed in Black or whatever.
Yeah. That's the original version there.
Yeah, this one right here, man. This will tear your head off. If you want fast as fuck thrash, this is it, man.
Dude, Certain Death, fucking Fight or Die, and just classic after classic.
Yeah. The demo too is great. Death to Posers.
DTP.
Yeah, man.
Is so what we need.
It's what we need.
What we need, man. More DTP, please.
I gotta talk about something here. We're gonna talk about this band here. And when I first met you, you may not remember this. It was probably shit. It was probably I hate to put you on the spot or in the hot seat, but this is funny though. Probably 02, 03-ish, somewhere in there. I met you at Fitzgerald's. I don't know what show it was. We didn't even really meet you. You had a Hellhammer hoodie on.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went up to you, and I don't know, man. To me, I didn't see, you don't see just tons of people wearing Hellhammer hoodies.
Yeah.
To me, I didn't have a Hellhammer shirt. I don't know, but
dude.
I went up to you, and you were like, Hey, dude. Nice hoodie, man.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I'm not very. For those of you,
Hey,
I'm not very social.
You've gotten better, man.
Yeah, no, I was worse then. I was just,
and I still love you, man. So.
Yeah, I never, and like when I'm out, I don't really, I don't really talk very much, but on the here, you can't shut me up.
So,
but yeah, dude, actually, about that album, hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Fucking up here. No, go ahead. I thought I was losing you there.
Oh, okay. What were you going to say about the EP?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, I don't know. Okay. I don't know if you're done with it, but I had about that hoodie. Back in whenever we went to Guatemala to play. We played a show in Guatemala when me, Matt, and Dave were playing with
crazy. Y'all did that. Y'all got balls, man, to go over there. That's so insane to me.
Well, anyway, no, trust me. I remember when they asked me if I wanted to help them out. I was like, yeah, of course. And but I fucked up and I started Googling Guatemala, and all you see is nothing but terrible shit that goes on there or whatever.
Oh, dude.
I was like, fuck, what did I get myself into? And I'm stressing out and everything. But anyway, save that for another time. But that hoodie, there was a guy, one of the local guys, he introduced us before we got on stage. He gave us this crazy ass introduction, something about death to all Christians or some shit like that. In Spanish. It totally ruled, dude. It was so badass.
That's
but
awesome.
Anyway, he kept commenting about that hoodie. I had that hoodie on that day. And I said, man, well, being the nice guy that I am, I said, well, I took it off and I gave it to the guy. And that's the last time I ever saw. That's the last time I ever saw that hoodie. But it's funny that you mentioned that because I had that hoodie forever, and I'm like, this dude really, really likes it. And he gave us that badass introduction. So I was like, I gotta give it to him, I have to.
Yeah.
So and I was like, this dude just started he's like, what? Damn near in tears. I'm like, oh man. But anyway, that was a cool time for sure.
That's awesome. That's cool you did that.
So I'm not always an asshole, people.
Yeah, it makes up for you being an asshole to me. So that's cool. I can laugh at it though. But man, influential and so good, man. What can you say? This is the best of both worlds, in my opinion, punk and metal.
I know what you can say.
Ooh. And then, then there were the demos.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
demos are really good. Let's see. Man, there's so much, dude. Oh, hey, here's one I wanted to talk about, and I don't think it gets enough credit, man. People know this band, and Consuming Impulse gets talked about, but this one doesn't, to me, in my opinion. I don't see this talked about enough. This fucking thing rips.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, man. I mean, Consuming Impulse is okay, but this is where it's at with this band.
Yeah, I used to jam. Me and my buddy Ray used to jam that tape all the time.
It shreds.
Commandments.
It's so good,
you seen that video they have for that song Commandments? It fucking rips. I never knew that existed, obviously, until YouTube, but it would have been cool to see it way back then. But
right, yeah.
Bacterial Surgery, fucking. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but yeah, I love that album, dude. That is a badass album.
So good, start to finish. There's not a stinker on it, man.
Is that the one where Martin Van Buren is wearing a Necrovore shirt, or is it the other one?
I don't think he is.
I remember seeing him in photos wearing a Necrovore shirt. Maybe it's the other album.
I can't really see, but yeah,
it must have been another album. I don't know. Maybe it was Consuming Impulse, but that dude always. I saw an interview with him recently. He seems like a real cool dude.
Yeah, I
like the most original, one of the most original voices ever.
Absolutely, man. Incredible.
Yeah, that's a great album, dude. I know.
I fucking love it.
I think Dave Collier probably gonna agree with that too.
Let me get into this thing, man.
Oh yeah. You
Tapping the
mentioned
Vein
that
by Sodom.
Yeah, that's one you can say nobody ever talks about, including me.
This thing is fucking heavy. It's not quite death metal, but you could tell on this recording because it came out 91 or 92.
Oh yeah.
So I guess they were maybe listening to some death metal because it's just gotta really, he's trying to sing heavier. The riffs are heavier. It's still thrashy in some parts. I guess technically you could just call it death thrash, I guess. But man, they got heavy on this one.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I mean,
you should
92,
check it out, man.
Obviously 92, I was deep into like grindcore, death metal, and so that one just kind of came and went, so I never bothered listening to that.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Well, I'm kind of
is Frank Blackfire on that?
No, he's not. It's some unknown guitarist, but they got a heavy sound for that dude on it.
Oh yeah, Blackfire was in Creator, I think, at that time.
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a fucking obscure ripper.
Oh. Schizo. They're from Italy, right?
Yeah. This thing fucking rips, man. Mainframe Collapse.
I'm not. I mean, I'm to be honest. I'm not too familiar with that. So
check it out.
What is it? What is it? It's like death thrash or something?
It is. It's kind of in the vein of maybe Pestilence, but I would say a little faster. It's kind of there's another Italian kind of death thrash band. Oh,
Necrodeath.
Kind of like that, but I would say even a little faster and stuff. But they kind of blast in some parts. It's really good, man.
Yeah,
this thing fucking rips.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I need that. I'm gonna put that and Sodom on my list of things to listen to.
Check it out, dude. Yeah. You and Tom were talking about Obituary, and I got hip to him when was it Cause of Death came out. In fact, that's probably the album that kicked it off for me, man. I had a friend, in high school when that came out. He had it, and that coupled with Sweet Nightmares kind of kicked it off for me. But I went back and heard this, and I'd have to agree with you and Tom. This is the one.
To me, it's not even close, but
it's death metal perfection, man. I mean, everything about it.
Great shit. Till Death. Dude, first time I heard that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say on Gates to Hell, he mean, and it's just so good on this.
I remember I heard that first. I was with a friend, and we were at a friend's house, and her cousin showed up. And he was like this fucking long-haired dude, had like on a leather jacket. I think it was probably around when that album maybe was out. And I remember him playing it. He had like a tape. He brought it for some reason, and he was just jamming it. I remember hearing the intro, and all of a sudden, that drum roll that starts it off. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? So I always, I don't remember that guy's name, but I always credit that dude because I remember he was like, he just looked like a dude that was into death thrash metal and all that. But I remember that's the first time I ever heard that.
It's funny how there's people like that kind of pop up in your life and early influences and memory that kind of steer you in certain directions. Hey, what about this? Or you should listen to this. Or they have a band shirt on you hadn't seen before, and kind of cool.
He was wearing a Signs of Life T-shirt. I remember too. I'll never forget that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was like, I need to hang out. He was, I think I was like 14 or something. I was into, heavy shit already, but that's the first time I heard Obituary. and try to hurry up. I remember it was like, what is the name of this band or whatever?
It was one of those bands where just if you're you're fucking jamming to Slayer or something or Metallica, and then you fucking listen to that, it blows your head off because it's just so. Oh, dude.
Yeah, you got to talk
it's
about
so extreme.
Got to talk about the lyrics. The lyrics where he was like just shouting out different words or whatever back then. And there's that joke.
I heard that.
There's that joke about slowly we ride where it sounds like when he say volleyball, join me, slowly we ride. Yeah, but
good stuff.
But no, John Tardy was brutal, dude. He still sounds so like good. That too.
He does.
I really don't give a shit about him anymore, but they were badass back then.
Man, dude, there's so much, but I got to talk about this.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
seriously, I still get goosebumps when I listen to this. I got pretty hip to this. I don't know, early '90s probably is when I very first heard it, and a friend of mine actually had it playing. When I walked into his that store I was telling you about, and dude, I just got immediately had to find out what this fucking was, and I'd read Metallica talking about them, or you see pictures of them, but back then it was kind of hard to just hear whatever, whenever,
Yeah.
But seeing this cover, man, and listening to this, that's just some of the best, just pure heavy metal ever recorded. Great riffs, crazy vocals. I mean,
yeah, no, that's the best. That's got my favorite Merciful Fate song ever, which is "Doomed by the Living Dead."
Doomed by the Living Dead, yeah.
And they have their disco hit, "Devil Eyes."
Devil Eyes. Right. ABBA could do it, yeah.
Yeah.
This right here, this kind of early proto Corpse Paint look, man, where he's just got his panda bear eyes on, dude. It's just so primitive looking. Yeah. I love this record, man. I listened to it.
I heard them from my buddy Ray.
Here's one that our friend Josh Wolf turned me on to. United Mutation.
Dude. Sick, yeah.
I still say it's some of the most. Yeah, this is like almost death metal vocals in 1982.
Yeah,
I mean, more than like say Gizm or whatever. You think for 84 those are pretty heavy, but dude, they're getting down fucking super heavy on here. I mean, I don't know. This could come out today, it'd be heavy. I mean,
yeah, it's a cool band, dude. Yeah, I think Josh even started a band named after. I think it was called Fugitive Family. I think it was after their 7-inch or something like that.
Yeah.
No, United Mutation's badass, dude.
And I know you're an AC/DC fan.
Oh, dude! Oh, my favorite ever.
This is my favorite album too, and I gotta talk about this, man, because also, not only is it my favorite AC/DC album, it has my favorite AC/DC song on it, and I think it's highly underrated. People don't ever talk about it, but it's my favorite fucking AC/DC song, and it's "Give Me a Bullet."
Give me a bullet to ride.
Dude, it's so fucking good, man.
My favorite is "What's Next to the Moon." It just starts out
Gone Shooting, yeah.
Gone Shooting. So that's Billy from Hellraiser. He always shares fucking Gone Shooting. So Billy's got good taste, man. Yeah, that album fucking ridiculous.
Pinnacle of hard rock. Greatness. When that movie Maximum Overdrive came out.
Yeah.
I kind of brought them to my attention.
Yeah. Who made who?
Yeah, I love that song.
Me too.
Yeah, but years later, I got into this, and this is just
Yeah, I went backwards too. I got into AC/DC like from a cousin. I've probably mentioned it before, but I was like 9 or whatever when I first heard them, and it was probably around Fly on the Wall, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. But I went back and got into the Bon Scott years, which are the best years. But I still love Brian Johnson stuff too, though.
I do too, and I saw
even the new one. Even the new one.
Dude, it's so good, man.
I know.
There's a song on there called Wild Reputation.
Yeah.
It's only 2 minutes, but man, that thing kicks my ass, dude.
Yep. I like Demon Fire. It's got
it's good. It's amazing.
Oh, I like
good
it. Fucking good ass rock and roll, dude.
Here's some rock and roll for us. You and Tom were talking about this, and I don't know. I'm surprised you didn't tell him how almost he was talking about meeting Tom G. Warrior. Almost had to whip this guy's ass one time.
Oh no! Believe me, that's the first thing I thought of. But I was like, no, I'll let Daniel wants to. If Daniel wants to talk about it, he can talk about it.
Well, I don't want to get into talking meeting, but one thing I brought this record up because, you know, being an artist, I have to say it's probably one of my favorite album covers.
I think I remember you having like that back patch before or something.
I still have it. It's in a million pieces, but yeah. Man, this recording's great. It's just, yeah, it's perfect. Great EP. Say about them. Oh, you guys were talking. Wes used to say this too. His biggest complaint, you know, when they toured again, and you know, with the down tuning and playing the songs a little bit different.
Yeah,
I could see why that would be annoying or people wouldn't like it. But dude, I was just so stoked to see them live, and to me, it was heavy as fuck, and it was so good.
Yeah, I didn't like the tuning, but I was still like, you know,
yeah,
it was cool, you know.
To me, dude. Yeah,
I didn't get to see him in '86, you know, so.
Fuck, dude, man, I think Sal got to see them in there are
a lot of people. Fraser went.
Fraser went there, yeah.
Speaking of Fraser, he told me, hey man, you need to ask Daniel some questions, man. I got some questions for you. I'm like, what are they, Fraser? He's like, well, of course, you know what the first one is. What did you think? Does he like new wave of British heavy metal? I was like, oh, goddamn. So, yeah. So answer this for Fraser. Do you like new wave of British heavy metal?
Yeah, motherfucker. I was the one that told you about that years ago when you wouldn't pay attention to me.
Fraser, the fucking the heavy metal king or the poser, total poser, Fraser Ian Dawson. King of the posers.
Here, man?
Yeah, there you go.
The one I started with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this shit. Yeah, I've been listening to it for years.
Yeah,
in fact, years. Not that Motorhead's new wave of British heavy metal, but they were kind of coming up at that time. I would tell Fraser till I blew in the face, man, you should jam some Motorhead, you know, or you know, check out Angel Witch or Saxon. Dude wouldn't pay attention to me. Oh, now that's all he cares about.
Now he's an expert.
Years, Venom sucks. I can't believe you like them. And he's wearing Venom shirt or jamming Venom. Like,
yeah, Fraser, you got called out, buddy.
Loves Exhumed but hates Carcass. I know, it just never made sense.
He doesn't like to listen. He doesn't like Sabbath, Ozzy Sabbath.
Oh yeah,
and the English have done it again. Anyway, all right, Fraser, you've had your fucking 2 minutes there. Nah, we love Fraser. And German hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're from Germany.
I think so.
German.
Yeah.
Again, this was another Josh Vaughn recommendation. I have to admit, this has been one of my favorite albums ever since. It's so fucking good, man.
I dig that shit. I think
fast, hardcore, great riffs, great pushead artwork. I don't know.
Yeah, you know they're
Classic.
cool. Lethal Aggression used to cover Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, Ronald
Yeah.
Reagan. Yeah, so if Lethal covers them, you know they're badass.
And then SOD did Ram It Up.
Yeah.
And talking about Sabbath earlier.
Oh yeah, heavy.
Was my favorite Sabbath record. Under the Sun, that intro.
Yeah, they
That
just
is crushing, dude.
that was just reissued like on a massive box set with a bunch of shit on it. And
I
I
saw
thought
that,
about buying it, but I was like,
So what's different on it? It's just some
there's different. I think there's different versions, like maybe demo versions of songs, and just a bunch of shit to throw on there for people to throw their money at. You know what I mean?
One fun fact about this record that maybe people may or may not know by now. It's been publicized, but I had read in multiple interviews actually that the Warner Brothers at the time they were recording this had a person that would supply them with briefcases full of cocaine.
What?
And so, yeah, they kept them high in the studio when they were recording this. So it's, songs like Snowblind, there you go. I mean, straight up about doing blow.
Yeah, of course.
And, but it was interesting to me that they actually had a person whose job was to supply the band with cocaine. It's like, wow. So only in the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that's 70s right there, buddy.
Oh man, we got to keep going here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
Oh man, I could go on and on.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Yep.
The States.
Heaviest Slayer.
Dude, I love this thing. But one thing I wanted to mention about this, if anybody, I don't know if it's on YouTube or everything's on YouTube, but the intro to Hell Awaits actually has a backwards message. Like when you play, well, when you play this backwards on your turntable, if you have I wouldn't recommend it. Actually says join us.
Join us.
Join us. Join us. When you play it backwards.
Yeah.
Our friend Wes Weaver told me about that years ago. It was around the time I'd met him.
Yeah.
First met him, and I went home and tried it. It just blew my mind that, I don't know. It was my first experience with any kind of backwards.
Yeah, dude, that's you always heard about that when we were kids. Remember when you heard kids say if you play that shit backwards, you're gonna hear messages or whatever.
Right.
That was always like the people trying to scare you away from getting stuff or whatever.
Everything was satanic and evil,
PMRC days or whatever. But no, that album was evil, dude. That shit, I remember first hearing that.
That's so sick, dude.
The intro, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, I heard it from my buddy Ray. I heard a lot of shit from him when we were growing up, and I remember he had that Slayer tape playing. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, that's evil as shit, dude.
A lot of parts and songs, but like you said, just all real powerful and evil sounding. So good.
I mean, I love Slayer like up to like South of Heaven, and but
yeah,
that album's it's just heavy. I mean, not taken away from. I kind of I think you might agree with me on that. If Haunting the Chapel had been like a full album, it'd be like
that would be my favorite.
yeah.
That is so brutal.
I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Show No Mercy because that album's perfect too. But.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
dude. The song "Argument Than War."
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I just want to kick someone in the face when I hear it. It's so fucking good, dude. It's so fucking good. This thing is perfect. And our buddy Kevin Baco's artwork. Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to mention that Kevin, who is one of the owners of Sound Exchange in Houston, which is the coolest store in Houston. Which, if you're ever in Houston, those guys support like all the local bands, and But yeah, Kevin did some badass artwork, dude. He did that. He did the
Did
Snot.
this?
Yeah, local Houston fucking hardcore legends, you know.
Ripping.
So
Also.
yeah, dude. It has like
Great people.
snare blasts on that.
Oh, dude, I love it, dude. Harass County. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
Kevin is good people, and Kurt, killer record store. I was going there, back when it was, on over there on Westheimer.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna actually. I asked Kurt. I asked Kurt to come on and do the show with me. Hopefully, he says yes, because I know he's got a lot of cool stories about Sound Exchange over the years. You know.
Yeah, Bliss Blood and yeah, a lot of cool shit.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah.
This is so fucking heavy, dude. My speakers can barely handle this thing when I fucking turn it up to a certain. I mean,
well, back in '91 or '92 or whenever, I can't remember when that came out. That actually blew out some of my speakers I had back then.
I first heard this at a friend's house. He had it, and I was hooked ever since, dude. I saw them in '90. The first time they ever came to Texas was in '96 with the Incantation and AC.
Yeah.
And that show was brutal. Seth Putnam cracked some kid over the head with a bar stool. And but they were so fucking heavy, dude. Just the distortion on this thing, I don't know, man. This is perfect death metal to me.
I agree.
This is where it's at. Simplistic. Yeah.
Oh, it's the best, dude. It's the best. I love that. Yeah. Speaking of, yeah.
When they slow it down, some of these, like on Deliverance, Horrific Prophecies, man, there's a middle part, and they're so twisted and evil sounding, man. It's so good.
That's why there's
that Relapse series, man.
Yeah, so that's why there's a billion incantation clones nowadays.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about this one?
I like that album, dude. I like that one better than the second one by a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of those albums that, like, I mean, when I listen to it or I put it on, I don't know if I've got it on CD lately, but because I have the vinyl, but I usually just buy CDs that have shit that I have on album on CD just to listen to in the truck. But every time I play it, I'm like, why the fuck haven't I listened to this in a while? Because it's that fucking good. You know what I mean?
The riffs are amazing.
Yep.
It came out in '88, so not quite death metal, but kind of it's not just straight thrash metal. I guess it's kind of the death thrash thing before it was
right.
Totally hip. But I don't know, man. Yeah, so good. It's just so
I agree,
good, man.
Serpent Temptation.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I was going to say, I would say in the mid '90s or something, they re-released this thing with a totally different recording and different vocals.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No, I heard about it, but no.
Oh, no,
I'm sure it's terrible.
What the? I was thinking, why?
Kind of like when Exodus redid Bonded by Blood.
Oh, dude, that's total blasphemy to me. Like,
I agree.
And some people love that. Like, hey, whatever. But man, that's so terrible.
I want to hear Rob Duke singing fucking, Piranha or something. No, I don't. There you go.
This is some death metal right here. But here's something I just discovered. This album's great and everything, but I didn't know about their second album. Ready for Death.
Ready for Death.
Heard it?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Dude, listen to it because it blows this thing away, and it was recorded a year earlier. And it came out in 89 or 90, the second one. And dude, it's so low, like low end. And
is it Ready for Death or is it Death is Fun? I can't remember.
No, it's Ready for Death, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
And it's just some fucking. It seems like it wasn't recorded in 86. It seems like it was recorded in 90 because it falls in line with everything else, like
right.
Incantation or Grave, or it's really low end death metal. Really good. Yeah. But anyway, this is classic still though, and for 87, it's kind of ahead of its time in my opinion. How much time we got, man?
Got a few more. Speaking of Fraser, Agent Steel.
Fuck off, Fraser.
Go ahead. I got a story about that man too. Go ahead.
This is great, man. I like all three. To me, they have 3 albums. Whatever that other shit is doesn't count, but this is just great. What I call speed metal, because it's not thrash and it's not just regular heavy metal. It's right in between. It's just heavy metal played at show no mercy speeds. But dude, Bleed for the Gods, man. Great tune on it. They're all great, but Bleed for the Gods, it's like my favorite Agent Steel song. But if you like Iron Maiden and you like early Slayer, but you want to hear both together, this is where it's at. Right here. I love this fucking thing.
Here recently, I guess one of the guys in the band or whatever, I guess he's on Facebook or something, and somebody had shared something new they recently did, I guess, and our friend Matt Hefner, he commented something about it, and that guy got all pissed off at him. He called him, I'm trying to remember what the word was that he called him, but he called him some stupid word. It just didn't make any sense. Like, fuck, what was it? Somebody comment down below. I know you remember because people were fucking with Matt about it for a while because I do he called him something. I can't even fucking remember now, but it was hilarious because that dude got all pissed off that somebody was saying something. I mean, not too positive about his new album or whatever. So I think it was about the vocals. It was a singer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Well, this is my favorite Napalm Death record.
Classic.
This is an EP. Lee Dorian and Bill Steer left.
Yeah.
And they kind of, this had some death metal in it, but it was still grindcore, death grind, basically.
Yeah.
And, they cheesed out after this, I think, but I don't know, man. That one album, Harmony Corruption's got some okay songs, but this is where it's at for me. This thing is so fucking good, so heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy and fast. The riffs on it are amazing.
I agree. It's perfect EP. I mean, I like some of Harmony, and I like a couple of the songs they did on that EP after that, but I mean, Napalm.
It kind of lost me for sure after that, for sure.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. I think I've publicly stated that plenty of times. I don't really give a shit about Napalm Death these days. I mean, I still jam all the old shit, but whatever. It's been a long time since I cared about them. There you go.
I don't think this one gets talked enough about, dude. And you see both, or you see other albums, and people talking about Roman Chaos. That's obviously a favorite, but mine. But this one, man, it's just so fucking raw and punk. It's like a really good punk edge to it. But dude, the intro to "In Battle There Is No Law," super heavy. Good stuff. You like?
Yeah, no, that's a good album, man. I just
kind of crust, UK crust mixed with death metal. Really good.
Yeah, no, it's a classic. I like it. I mean, Roma is still my favorite, but that's a good one too.
Yeah, got that one too.
Classic.
The booklet in there with the artwork's really good.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Fucking cool. All right, so let's one more. What you got?
One more.
Oh, one more.
Dude, there's so many, man.
Many. I know. You don't have any fucking go-go's in there?
Fuck it. Two more. Two more. I'm going to squeeze them in, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Both fucking rule, too. Fearless Iranians. Yeah, I like that.
First.
And Immolation is like, that's like a death metal fucking classic. Some fucking perfect album. Yeah.
I gotta squeeze them in. I gotta squeeze them in, man.
Pentagram. Yeah.
That's been fun, man.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
It.
No, that's cool, dude. Like I said, I think you know, I need to check out the that Sodom and the what was that? I forgot the other one.
Schizo.
Yeah, Schizo. I need to check those out, see what those sound.
Yeah.
I noticed
really good.
We didn't do this on purpose, but you have like a Canadian shirt on, and I got a Canadian shirt on today,
too.
Yeah. I just realized that. So I put a Slaughter on. I talked to Dave from Slaughter, and I said, hey, dude, come and do the show. And he's like, I don't want to do it. He doesn't really do interviews, so I'm trying to kiss his ass a little bit to come on.
Do it.
On it and talk to me a little bit. Yeah, Dave. Come on, Dave. So I even got your shirt. I think I bought this from him. So
y'all talked about that last.
Hell yeah.
Time. One of the best.
Oh yeah, dude. One of the best. Fucking Strapato. Fucking rules, dude.
Death Punk.
Yeah, they were badass.
Great.
No doubt about it. Cool. I think you ran through quite a few of them. Again, if you want to get with Daniel on doing any artwork for you, or you want to check out his artwork, go to his Instagram page, which I'll have in the description. And I think he said it's all at Sawblade666 on Instagram. So get on there, check it out. If you don't know his artwork, you're gonna be in for a fucking freak out when you see the shit he does. So he's done everything from, I think he said, agnostic front to fucking, recently the news about anthrax or whatever. So that's fucking wild. So that's cool. Anything else you want to talk about, Daniel? Anything you want to share?
Man, thanks for the opportunity to share, some of my records that I like.
Yeah, of course.
And, a lot of fun always talking music with you, and hopefully, you can keep doing this. It's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. It's
also rest in peace to our friend Wes Weaver, man. And I gotta say, Wes was integral part of my growing up, and we later became really good friends and bandmates. And I just wanted to throw that out there. He was a big part of underground scene, and he's going to be missed.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You guys toured fucking Europe together. That's fucking rules.
We toured Europe together, and there was a period of time when I was in the band, we hung out just about every day.
Yeah.
And spent a lot of time with that dude and jamming music and a lot of jokes, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude was funny.
The band Daniel was talking about is Blaspherian when he was singing in Blaspherian. I think you were their first singer, right? In Blaspherian?
Yeah, actually that was my first time, not my first attempt at vocals, but my first basically gig as a vocalist.
Right.
My first time, successfully, getting anything done as far as trying to do vocals. So he encouraged me, and I don't know what made him think that I could do it, but he gave me a shot, and I did it, and it worked out, man. It was a lot of fun. Nothing but good memories, man. Even the stuff like I've been telling people, I'd be fucking so pissed off at him about something, but he would have me laughing minutes later.
Yeah,
and it's so awesome, man. Like,
dude, for sure. He did he left his mark. I told Tom last week. I mean, you try to leave your mark somehow, and Wes did that. I think,
He did that, and man, I love the fact that he did exactly what he wanted to do with his life, and he didn't give a fuck what you or anyone else would think, you know.
Right, right.
And
Yeah.
if you didn't like it, too bad. I mean, I don't know, coming from a really strict Christian household where that kind of mentality was frowned upon, I looked up to him, you know, for that, and emulated that the best I could, and worked out for me so far.
Yeah, I mean, he stuck to the death metal thing too. I mean, I remember when you guys started, death metal wasn't like hip when you guys started.
It wasn't,
and Wes always stuck to death metal because I know that's what he liked the most.
I gotta say, you know, when he approached me, that kind of segues into something I had in mind what I was going to mention. I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, back in 03, late 03, early 04, when he approached me to do the band, I gotta say that I wasn't quite a fan of what Infernal Dominion later became, because what a lot of people don't know is that Infernal Dominion was basically imprecation with a name change. It still had Mark Beecher on bass and Ruben on drums, and it was Jim and Wes on guitar, and they were crushing, dude. It was basically imprecation doing death metal again, because they had veered off in kind of a black metal, straight black metal direction in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And Wes was steering it more towards a heavier direction. But then later they kind of changed, man. I didn't quite, it was okay. I still supported it because I was into Wes continuing that creativity with riffs that he would write, you know. Anyway, he quit playing guitar for a couple years. I'd call up to K-True and try to get him to get back started. I was like, man, start another band, dude. Fuck those guys. You know, you can, you know, he's really bummed out, and I would encourage him. But anyway, finally one day he, I don't know, we were talking or something. He said, man, yeah, I've been thinking about what you were to start a band. I'm like, man, that's killer, dude. Fuck yeah. Well, you know, what are you going to call it? Who are you going to get? And he goes, well, man, I'd like for you to do vocals. I was like, what the fuck? Really? What? But anyway, I told him, I said, dude, if we're going to do this, man, I don't want to do, no offense to what you were doing, but I really want this to be more of like just done in more of an old way, meaning that, you know, just real death metal, not the shit that became known as death metal mid 2000s or whatever. But and he was down with it.
Yeah,
it's like, no, man, I want to strip it down and just make it heavy and evil.
Yeah,
and you're right. Not many people were. Well, now I mean, you see it all over the place. But yeah,
yeah. But I mean, even at that time, it wasn't like. I mean, I don't remember listening to anything death metal at the time that was, I don't know. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Any quality shit, but you guys came out and it was like, you know, had that imprecation feel kind of to it again. You know what I mean?
That was a big thing. We were both influenced by that, and I said, man, less of what you were doing and more of what you were doing before that, early imprecation, and then when he went into the band. Or got into the band the first time, because we were really, really into Phil's guitar playing. His writing is just insane, dude. But yeah, awesome. I'm grateful for the time I had, man, with him, and you know, Lacerian rules.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I think the band just was. Seemed to me it was like. I think I always tell Matt my favorite. It's like some 7-inch that it was from an older recording with you on it, but it was like it came out cool. It was like a 2-song 7-inch, probably my favorite shit. And that Allegiance to the Will of Damnation, I believe it's called. Yeah, those two are like my favorite recordings. Just catchy as fucking West riffs on them, and just everything, you know. It sounds real cool. So, but yeah, for sure. You know, rest in peace, Wes. Cool, man. Again, hey, thanks, Daniel, for doing this show with me. Hopefully you had a good time doing it. You know, I always have a blast talking with people. Hopefully, you know, I'll keep doing them. I got another one lined up for Saturday with Tony from Paralysis, who I know you remember. Sick. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So, again, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, tell everybody about it. Share it on your Instagrams, your Facebook pages, your fucking Twitters, or whatever the hell else.
Or fucking hate it, right?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, even if you hate it, just go ahead and somebody out there. I mean, I know somebody out there will fucking hate it, but I'm not doing this to be liked or anything. But I like to help. Help at least somewhat promote the person I have on a little bit, kind of help them out. It's not for me. I ain't getting shit out of it. So
I appreciate it.
Other than hanging out with friends and just kind of shooting the shit, So once again, thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Francisco.
This has been my name is Francisco Polito. I always forget to say my fucking name. So I fucked up. Hold on, I'm still here.
We continue the death metal madness with Cemetarian, by the way. So
yeah, hell yeah. We'll see y'all Saturday.
Yeah,